like first on the list of hobbies.
It's on your CV, like champion wanker.
That makes it sound like a bad thing when you say champion wanker. Like, I haven't won prizes.
Maybe
Like,
it means that
at
you
a-
wank champions.
At an amateur level,
Okay.
I think I'm excellent.
Yeah.
Hi, my vagina has a hidden agenda. Jenny!
And I'm Jamie Oliver's Peppercorn Empire, Lily.
And welcome to Lesbianswers.
Do you have LGBT questions? We've got Lesbianswers.
What are we talking about today then?
So we've had some lovely emails, and this email is from Lucy, who has some questions about masturbation. Lucy sent us 3 questions. 1, is it healthier to cut your nails before or after masturbation? 2, what age should you start masturbating? 3, how do you make yourself orgasm? Do they always feel nice?
That's a good array of questions,
yeah.
actually.
So is it healthier to cut your nails before or after masturbation?
It's neither here nor there. There's nothing healthier about cutting them after or before.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say is it can be way more comfortable to cut them before.
Mm-hmm.
Because sharp nails and genitals don't tend to mix.
No. It's probably healthier to try to avoid injuring yourself with your fingernails. But it's up to you, and it's up to you what you're more comfortable with. If you don't cut them before, and if you have long fingernails, just make sure to wash your hands really thoroughly afterwards.
Otherwise you get trapped junk.
Yeah, you get gunk under your fingernails, and that's, it can get gross. So, do what you like, but I would suggest try not to injure yourself and make sure you're clean. Yeah. What age should you start masturbating?
This is kind of an interesting one because usually people start doing masturbatory activities before they really know what they are.
Do you know the earliest recorded incident of a person with a vulva masturbating was in utero?
I think I did.
Yeah.
I vaguely recall that fact coming
Like-
across Tumblr.
Some people literally masturbate before birth.
Yeah.
So that is probably a fine age to start masturbating. Or after birth is probably fine too.
Yeah. Go for it. Whenever. It's fine.
I would put a caveat there. Like, it's something to do, obviously, in private. It's not something you need to display to everyone. Like, play with your junk, but don't play with it in front of people. Do you think that there can be such a thing as starting too young or too early?
No. When you're young enough that you don't know what it is, it's just a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
And once you know what it is, it's still a fun thing. I think it's very important as part of discovering your own body and your own sexuality and what you actually like and you don't like. And I think it's something that's not discussed enough, which is why you get senses of shame associated with it, and why people might feel the need to ask, like, is it okay that I'm doing it? Is it okay that I'm doing it at this age? Obviously, it's not something you have to force yourself to do when you reach a certain age.
If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Some people never do. How do you make yourself orgasm? Do they always feel nice?
That's now the complicated ones.
That is the complicated one.
In general, and this differs from person to person, penises seem to be a lot easier to stimulate to orgasm versus vulvas and clitorises and vaginas.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that.
I would also say if you're a person that has a prostate in your anus, it is also a lot easier to stimulate yourself to orgasm than it can be via anal play for someone that doesn't have a prostate.
Okay.
Which means that people who have vaginas have more sometimes to discover about how they like to masturbate and what gets them off.
Like, some people are anorgasmic their whole life, and that's fine. And I think generally societally, a lot of pressure is put on someone to achieve orgasm, and sometimes that just never happens. And if you have good sex, be it with another person or with yourself, and you get pleasure from it, the orgasm is not important. It's not the be-all and end-all. Like, maybe you come, maybe you don't.
It's not. Also, having said that, if you are frustrated by it, or you feel that it's not coming from like a this is just how I am, but something that like stops you before you get there or anything like that. There are excellent resources out there in terms of like new techniques to try, but in terms of like you can go to a therapist and you can talk to them about that, and they might work out if there's a mental block in there or whether there is a medical issue. I'm kind of going to assume by that question that you maybe haven't. So you want to try different things. I like the story of and it was a lassie who decided that, right, this hasn't happened for her, so she's going to like workshop it, and took 2 days off work and when her flatmates were away, and was like, right, this is just the 2 days and we're gonna do this.
2 days wanking herself into a coma?
No.
Okay.
I think as it went, like, she managed it after like a couple of hours of not like the entire hours, but like stopping and starting, but just giving her that mental space of like,
yeah,
this is what we're doing today.
See, my recommendation would be the opposite of that. I would say take the focus off the orgasm, focus on finding ways to make yourself feel good, and don't worry about if you have an orgasm or not. Like, do what you like, do what makes you feel good. And when you get bored or when you want to stop. Don't think that you have to reach that goal or target of having an orgasm. Like, it'll happen or it won't, but what's important is feeling good along the way.
Yeah. I would say, like, that is the most important part about masturbation, and it should be one of the most important parts about sex, which is just, we're in this to have fun. Like, to make ourselves feel good.
To make each other feel good.
To make each other feel good, to make everyone feel good.
Do they always feel nice? Do you wanna?
No.
Is that no, you don't want to take that question, or no, they don't always feel nice?
No, they don't always feel nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best ones do. But there are lots of types of orgasms, and there's lots of ways of having them that change the sensations around them.
And your mental state and your mindset can alter them as much as the physical differences.
Yeah. So I think some can be too intense, where by the end of it, when you're actually orgasming, it literally hurts, like, physically. You can also just have, like, immediately after your orgasm, and I mean, like, less than a nanosecond, everything is way too much and there's way too much sensation, and that can be weirdly painful as well.
And sometimes they're boring. Like, not every orgasm is a mind-shattering and beautiful, earth-bending experience. Sometimes it's just like, whatever. I feel like the majority of them should feel nice. So if you're touching yourself or you're with a partner and the sensation you're getting is not nice, communication with yourself, communication with your partner can help you to find ways that will make you feel better.
So just play. Like, have fun with it. It doesn't have to be serious.
It shouldn't be serious to my mind, because it's all kind of ridiculous. Wash your hands first, because you don't want UTIs down there from dirty hands.
Wash your hands afterwards, because you don't want to be spreading vagina junk to everyone.
True.
Wash any toys that you're playing with.
I don't recommend using stuff that's not custom specifically designed for sex and sexual pleasure in that way. But if you're going to, and I know some people are going to, whether I tell them that it's okay or not, like, use some form of protective barrier to make sure that you're maintaining hygiene and safety. So put a condom on whatever it is you're using to insert into yourself. And don't put anything in your butt unless it has a flange or a flared base, because your butt can suck stuff up into it and never let it go, and then you have to go to hospital and it's embarrassing.
Also, especially when you're first starting, there is no such thing as too much lube when it comes to butt stuff. Friends are good to talk to. Friends might have cool tips that you haven't thought of trying. I don't think there should be a sense of shame around talking about masturbation, which is why I talk about it so damn much. So
it's true, she does. She talks about it a lot. But I think there's a time and a place for that kind of discussion with your friend. And it's probably when you're, like, hanging out in a somewhat private place, like in each other's home or whatever. Talk about wanking, but Save it for private conversations.
Sex toys exist.
This is true. I don't think you can legally buy them in the UK until you're 18.
I thought it was 16.
I think it's 18. Because I remember reading the joke that was like, you're legally allowed to have sex at 16, but you can't have good sex till you're 18.
Okay, so they exist. They're apparently illegal for you to buy if you're under 18. So maybe, I don't know, I can't even now say, like, ask someone to buy it for you, because that's also bad. But they exist, and you can wait until your 18th birthday, and then you can go and buy them. And there are high street shops that sell them where people know what they're talking about in the shop and can give you advice and talk about it for their jobs every day and are not going to be embarrassed about it if you have questions.
Also, there are some really great sex toy reviewers online. I know both of us like Hey Epiphora, who we'll link down below.
There's also online shops if you are embarrassed to go in there and buy them in person, or if you want them to be like discreetly shipped to your house rather than having to carry a bag. But very quick notes on that are, do check out the reviews and do make sure that whatever you're buying is body safe.
Yes.
And check what type of lube you can safely use with toys, because certain lubes you can't use with certain materials.
Yes.
Masturbation should be fun. Use lube if you want, on butt stuff, on vagina stuff, around your penis, wherever lube might make things easier and less frictiony.
Yeah, I think our advice generally is like, chill out, wank yourself into a coma, but do it in private, and have fun.
Literally.
Yeah. I hope we answered your question, Lucy.
Yeah, I hope that has helped. Have fun.
And if you have a question, you can feel free to email us at lesbianswers@gmail.com.
You can tweet us at Lesbianswers. You can follow us on Instagram at Lesbianswers. And you can use the hashtag Lesbianswers on any other social media.
So have a great day, guys. Make good choices, and we will see you next week for another video. Bye! What is your vagina's hidden agenda?
It's hidden.
Okay.
You think I know what it is? I know it's up to something.
Okay.
Wait, whispers.
Should I be worried?
Probably.
Vagina.
Vagina. I love you.
I love you too.